Yo, I'm Shadowmorphs, aka Shades or Helen. I'm a final year student at Monash University. I'm doing a double degree in Mechatronics Engineering and Finance. Welcome to my Final Year Diaries series, where I plan to document the final chapter of my uni life. Hopefully I graduate by the end of this year, that's the plan. And this sem I'm doing 3 units, next time I'll be doing 2, and then I'm done. This time I'll be doing TRC 4800, which is robotics, BTC 3200, which is finance and banking law, and FYP. And no, that does not stand for you page, it stands for final year project. Every engineering student has to do this project in their final year since Eng is an honours degree. So the workload is not too bad this year, and hopefully I go okay. It will definitely be very interesting to see me get gradually more stressed and depressed as the semester goes on, but that's kind of how it is. So making YouTube videos is something I've always wanted to do, but I never really had time because of uni and work and different student club and team activities. My double degree is meant to take me around 5 years, but it's taking me 6 years instead because I've decided to underload. And to be honest, I've been very burnt out the past few years, and I really should have taken a break from uni, but I didn't really want to fall behind more than I already was. So I want to take my final year chill. I want to make sure that I pass, I spend more time with others and enjoy my hobbies, and really just enjoy my freedom before I have to work for the rest of my life. So that's the plan. And because I've worked so much, I've managed to save and invest a bunch of money, so I'm in a fortunate position to take a break. So I'm very grateful for that. And it's also hard to start YouTube because I'm an introverted and private person. I really hate being in front of a camera. And even just setting up for today's video was hella awkward because I'm set up in this little room on campus and people are like walking by and stuff. So I'm like trying to hide my camera, but you know, I gotta start somewhere. I prefer editing and filming and being more behind the scenes, but I do think I need to practice building my confidence and public speaking skills to improve myself and figure out who I am, figure out my style. And I know this video and my early uploads all suck ass and I'm going to cringe a lot looking back at it, but to get better I need to try my best and learn from my failures. I also consider myself a sentimental person and I like recording memories. I like creating videos to look back on, so for me and my friends to enjoy as well. And I guess I plan to upload something every week or fortnight depending on my schedule. For today's video, I'm going to be taking it very chill, giving an intro about me and my course, and then talk about my upcoming goals for this year. I have 5 main goals for this semester. Number 1 is I want to graduate with a decent WAM and GPA. My grades have fluctuated a lot over the past few years due to the commitments I mentioned earlier alongside mental health issues, but I've worked really hard to try and keep it at a decent level. Honestly, my grades tank because I choke on exams. I really struggle to cram in 12 weeks of content during SWOT back. I'm more of a consistent learner week by week rather than a SWOT back grinder. And honestly, I'm so done with uni at this point that I just want to leave and graduate with decent grades. Number 2, I want to spend more time with other people and more time with my hobbies. I attribute a lot of my burnout to working hard to build my resume and network, but I've really neglected my hobbies and I haven't spent that much time with friends as I would have liked, which is a real shame. I personally really like video games, sports and traveling. I used to play a lot of multiplayer games throughout high school and uni. League of Legends is probably my worst one. It was very fun to play with friends, but I wasted so much time on it. It was actually very embarrassing. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Yeah. But you know, as a gamer, you know how degen League can be. So I've uninstalled it 2 years ago and it feels like I have a life now. So, you know, that's progress. There's a bunch of single player games that I want to get into. There's Assassin's Creed, Bioshock, Borderlands, GTA, Dishonored, and a bunch of others. These have been sitting in my Steam library for ages, just collecting dust. I think I bought them at some point during a sale and I've just never had time to play it. So it would be cool to play those and maybe some multiplayer games if my friends are free. I actually played Terraria with friends for the first time last year and it was actually pretty fun. And I actually enjoyed it more than Minecraft in some aspects. You know, with life, it's really hard to schedule time when everyone's free, since everyone's busy with their own lives. But I want to hang out more with others, whether it be in person or online. We've been doing escape rooms and board games recently, and I was thinking of doing some reviews later this year on maybe different escape rooms, we'll see. Number 3, I want to lose weight and exercise more. My partner and I used to be very sporty and fit in high school. We played so many different sports, inter-school sports, athletics and whatnot. But when you start dating someone, you get very lazy and complacent and you both gain 10 kilos. So we want to stop being fat asses who sit on the couch watching random anime shows and movies and try to work out more. We started playing badminton with friends recently and we're hoping to get into other sports like pickleball, bouldering, maybe a few others, and maybe start a mixed volleyball team if we're up for the commitment of joining a league. And it's not because of haiku, okay, that's some weeb shit, but because volleyball is fun. Number 4, my YouTube goal is to upload 30 videos this year, which I think is achievable, especially if I mix in weekly-ish uni updates and random things that I do. It would be really nice if I can get monetized, but if not, that's okay. I still enjoy making videos and doing random side projects, so I'll still be learning new things anyways. It's not like it's for nothing. And as I mentioned, I like traveling and I have some plans for the upcoming holiday breaks, so stay tuned for some travel vlogs. I have some past holidays that I've filmed, but they don't look that good since I'm just filming on my phone and it's just like quickly for memories, so it's not super polished or clean for like a nice YouTube video, but I think it's enough content to be able to produce something, so stay tuned for that as well. And yes, 30 videos is the goal for now. And number 5, I want to complete my FYP. As I mentioned earlier, N students have to do a final year project. I'm doing this with a few other people that I know. We pushed our idea to a supervisor, and if you're an N student, by the way, I highly recommend finding some friends to FYP with and a potential supervisor to look after you. Otherwise, you have to apply through the portal and you get grouped with randos. Some might do work, some might not. I've heard bad stories from other people. So for the past 2 years, I've been specifically sniping out this one supervisor that everyone likes because he's the GOAT, and I'm so glad that it's worked out. And at the moment, we're still figuring out the finer details of our project, but it's essentially creating a teleoperator arm for robotic arms. Came up with this idea because the current methods of controlling robotic arms isn't very intuitive for the operator, and there's many different ways to control it, such as using a controller, so it could either be like a gaming one or those clunky pads with multiple buttons, joysticks, maybe gloves. The worst one is probably when you use those slider thingies to control different joints, which is very tedious and confusing. So we wanted to improve this by creating a mini arm that acts as a teleoperator. And it can be potentially mapped out to different arms by considering important joints such as the wrist, elbow, shoulder, and maybe end effector. We have no idea what we're doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's a cool project that will push us to learn a lot, so I'm very hyped for that. I'm very hyped to grow as an engineer and develop my technical skills, and we'll also have support from our supervisor and hella smart people in the Eng faculty, so I think we're in good hands. So that's it for today's video. It's a little bit awkward because it's my first time trying to film on campus, but hopefully I get more confident and chill about it as the semester goes on. It's just starting is the hard part. Feel free to subscribe if you want to be part of my journey and see what a final year student goes through. No bullshit, just me keeping it real and honest about what it's like. And let me know what your goals for this year are, and if you have any suggestions for topics I can cover in future videos, reach out to me if you have any questions about uni. And that's all for now. See ya!